we have a brand new Power Ranger game, and I just kind of really want to showcase this because I just generally think that this is something that I feel looks really lazy. Now, no hate to the development team, the studio, or anyone making this game. I just feel like what the finished project is something that looks really, really shit in my eyes, and it doesn't really look like it's a very fun and enjoyable game. Now, when I first saw this, I generally was thinking, I've played a game similar to this. I've played a game that, could be the same. And it took me a while until I saw the kind of loading screen, the story, and I was like, oh, it's the Star Trek Lower Decks type game. If you've not played the Star Trek Lower Decks game, basically the kind of gist of it is that you set tasks for the crew to do, and then they kind of do it. It gives you like episodes from like random stuff. There's no voicing in it whatsoever. There's nothing. It's just basically text, and you can pretty much skip it. And then certain parts of, like, say, the engineering crew, the bridge, whatever, they do things, shuttle bays and stuff like that. They do stuff. You then kind of use the points to then progress further to kind of do it. Hey, you've got a task to do. You've got to at least hit the warp core 20 billion times. And then you do that. And therefore it then gives you points to move on to the next one. It's that sort of game. I really want to showcase this because there's another game that was cancelled which looked 10 times better, which I've talked about previously. But let's jump across so I can show you what I mean. Here is Power Rangers Mighty Force. I didn't think that this was a big thing. I thought this was kind of like a fake-ish game, or something that other studios had made, which have kind of been okay, but really haven't caught on or stopped. And this is what I kind of feel like this game is going to kind of stop in a way. I feel like this is going to only be around for a while and then it's going to lose support. Basically, this game isn't actually out yet. It's kind of being like, it's coming out soon, so it will be a while. But yeah, it says like the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers are back, but now they've joined by Rangers from the future to take on Rita, repair the morphing grid. Power Rangers Mighty Force features a brand original Power Ranger story. Enjoy a nostalgia trip back to the 90s and the original Power Rangers team, mixed with nods and references to the classic moments from across Power Rangers history. And yet they couldn't really fix this. That's meant to be white. Okay, cool. Yeah, there we go, like all the others. So it's like, oh, all right, keep fighting, take that. You finished. So the kind of point of this is that you're meant to kind of collect these characters, and you'll get like, say, one or two of them to start off with. If you want to get the better versions, that you will do, but then it takes a while to unlock. But I'm guessing if it's like the Star Trek game, it'll be exactly like, hey, you'll kind of, how do I say, like you'll gain these characters and then you'll unlock them forever, etc, etc. And I'm guessing they're going to put everybody in there, and then you choose who it is, or certain characters will do certain tasks. You will get these kind of like loot boxes that you can probably pay for, which I highly recommend don't doing it, because don't waste your money on this sort of game just at the moment. And I know that's kind of bad to say. I generally don't think it's worth it, because if the gameplay isn't that great, and we'll look at some of the gameplay in a bit. But yeah, you'll unlock certain characters, you can do it freely, so I would go free to play in this rather than anything. And this is what the gameplay looks like, and it just looks boring. Like, to me, there's nothing that you can do. You obviously have your PowerPoints type thing, whatever they're going to do, and I feel like you could easily just kind of like you sit back and watch, like you're not engaging in anything. So you can play this soon on Google Play as well as Apple devices and stuff like that. So we're gonna look at some of the gameplay here. I'm gonna turn the sound off because there's no talking in it, like they've actually got voice actors in or whatever. But you can see how this game kind of runs. We'll play a little bit and then we'll kind of like talk about it. I'll link this in the description down below so you can go check it out. But the majority is, it just moves and there's just this talking. Like, I don't even like some of the drawings on this one. Like, it just feels a bit off. But it's just, like, to me, there isn't a lot that you can do with this. So again, it just, to me, it's not looking that great. So you obviously set your team up, as you can see. And then that's it. Like, there's no buttons. Now, when we look at this, I want to point out you have like the number 1 here, and then obviously you can unlock 2 times battle, and that's all you do. You just effectively watch this. Now, some people may absolutely love it and they want to kind of support this, and that's absolutely fine. But just kind of looking at the gameplay, it doesn't really make me go, oh man, I need to play this. Like, this looks amazing, I need this. But it just, this to me just feels like there's nothing there. Like, this game doesn't do much. I mean, so this is how it's kind of set up. So obviously you've got the morphing grid, which again looks pretty cool, but then you have like, say, Jason fighting, or Rocky, whoever you want to be. So this is what I'm talking about, how I feel like this is boring. The morphing grid looks fine, but it's more of the thing of like, you have episode things to kind of go for, then you have your kind of like, you have like, say, Jason fighting here, and then you have literally Goldar fighting like Kimberly and stuff like that. And this is what, this is the reason why it's like Star Trek Lower Decks, is that this will happen, like this will fill up, then you hit it, and then you get the points to kind of go into the canister, and that's all you do. So now we can look at the chest system, and it will show you exactly what you get. Open the chest to unlock new ranges. Use them to automate and upgrade your research levels against monsters, so you can collect more Morph X even faster. So this is what will kind of happen. Like, you will get your free gold chest, but then if you want to use in-game currency of 450, you can do. You'll probably earn that anyway through the game a lot quicker than you would do normally, but it will say, hey, for X amount of money, you can get like thousands of crystals to help you progress in the game, and you may get more characters. You may get, Zack, you may get, Alpha and Zordon, or if you do the free one, you might get Zoe. And again, it appears like, oh look, I've got my thing. I've got 3 crystals, and then I've got Zoe. So you effectively need 5 of these to get Zoe. It's nice seeing that you have other monsters kind of like pop up. But yeah, like, this is exactly what it is again, like, and it will be unlock certain areas. So down here will be like the command center type thing. So yeah, I just kind of want to showcase this part. And again, you have other ranges to collect. So if you're a completionist, you can go through a load of different ranges. So there was another game that I think would have been so much better to release, where you actually did a lot more and you got more entertainment from it. Now, this is from the game that didn't come out, which is Power Rangers Morphing Legends. It got like cancelled because I have no idea why. But we've looked at this before, where you get certain parts and you get it's better graphics. Like, it looks so much better. At least you have more input. Very similar in a way, where you just sit and watch, but you do a little bit more. It feels like you've got a bit more choice rather than just sit back and watch them like fight. Where it's like, which things do I choose? You had more of an interesting storyline. You could have more bad guys, more rangers. You also had to kind of think as well. So obviously with these sorts of abilities, do I go for punching? Do I go for whatever this is, whatever that? And then kind of add more in. And you got more animation, which I feel like is 100% worth it in my eyes. Even the choice of what do I do? Do I add these things, move it all in? What do I do? And this again feels so much better. So kind of closing off this video, to me personally, I generally think that the Ranger community needs better games for it. Like, I know that you probably want to target the younger audience, and they will probably love this game. Like, don't get me wrong. If you or a younger audience loves this game, fine, go for it. Actually play it, enjoy it, see what it's like. But I just feel like you could easily make better video games for the Ranger community, considering that you've got more of a choice. If you want to go for the mobile world, do it. Like, look at say games like Genshin Impact or any other anime game. You get to enjoy this and you get to play it a lot more. And it feels like you're actually playing a game rather than just watching. I'd rather interact. I still think Legacy Wars is one of the best Power Ranger games, because at least you have to play, you interact. You can't just put it on the side and leave it. You have to actually fight and do things. And I still think that that's more fun than most of the games that's been put around. But considering like that game is, I don't know how old Legacy Wars is, like it's still not become boring or like repetitive to some degree. But I feel like if you're going to start to bring more people in to play these Power Ranger games, put time and effort in. Just seeing them watching, just okay, what do I do? And the game does it itself, or you can auto select it, just to me feels completely boring. But I just wanted to make a video on this. What are your thoughts? All links are going to be in the description and comments and stuff like that. So if you want to check it out, check it out. Let me know if you're going to play this game. If you want to support this, let me know down below in the comments. And yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for listening and watching. If you want to help support the channel, hit the like button, hit support, check out the Patreon as well as the channel memberships. And with that, I'll catch you in the next video. I want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, and I wanted to shout out Kimono Cat, Kura Stanada. Your help goes a long way to help support the channel, and if you want to help support the channel, the links to my Patreon and channel memberships are listed below in the description.
あらあら、チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。